Good morning and welcome to this exciting day to talk about business. It is Business 360 and my name is Blyden Okem. In today's edition of Business 360, we look at the talking points around the world. One of it being the starting point that in a world shaken by multiple shocks affecting many countries, pandemics, wars, food and energy crisis, and climate disasters, the international community has a responsibility to stand together and support the global economy and all its citizens. One example, and we begin there, of such international cooperation has been the IMF's largest ever allocation of special drawing rights in August 2021, which injected $650 billion of liquidity into countries to help turn the pandemic crisis towards recovery. SDRs are unconditionally reserve assets issued to member countries at times of stress to safeguard global stability. SDRs can be served as international reserves, providing a cushion against shocks. In Africa, a private plane found with more than $5 million in cash, fake gold, guns, and ammunition on board is at the center of a deepening investigation in the Zambian capital, Lusaka. Everyone knows the aircraft flew from the Egyptian capital, Cairo, and landed a few days ago in Zambia. So far, nobody in Egypt or Zambia has admitted to chartering the plane or owning its contents. However, what is known so far is that 5 Egyptians aboard the aircraft and 6 Zambians appeared at a magistrate court in Lusaka on Monday. But the Egyptians and Zambians have been charged with smuggling and corrupt practices. The Zambians also face espionage charges. Among the Zambian appearing in court was an official at State House, the official residence and office of the president. Let's find out more from the authorities.
You are aware the state have got issues. Most of the time, you find that there's issues to do with the proper investigations of the matters, which most of the time are found wanting. And as such, it's not a matter of perhaps another branch of the law enforcement officers have done their job, another branch has not done their job properly. So in this regard, it's because there are also a number of people that are involved, a number of accused persons or a number of suspects. Well, as you are aware, the state have got issues. Most of the time, you find that there's issues to do with the proper investigations of the matters, which most of the time are found wanting. And as such, it's not a matter of perhaps another branch of the law enforcement officers have done their job, another branch has not done their job properly. So in this regard,
Improved political and commercial connections between Kenya and Indonesia are being used to gain access to each other's regional trading blocs and increase export markets. Several cooperation agreements were inked in the field of energy, health, agriculture, textiles and apparel, and security this week during the visit of Indonesian President Joko Widodo to Kenya. Indonesia's Pertamina Geometal and Geothermal Energy and Kenya's Africa Geothermal International Limited AGIL struck a deal to construct a geothermal plant in Logonot, demonstrating a concrete outcome of the strengthened ties. Kenya aims to leverage its improved relationship with Indonesia to address trade imbalances and penetrate the Association of Southeast Asian Nations Asian markets. Let's find out more from Kenyan President William Ruto regarding this. The President.
Because this is a historic visit, the first one by an Indonesian head of state to Kenya. And I want to say, Your Excellency, we don't take it for granted. Thank you very much for the consideration you have made to visit our country. Kenya, as I explained to you, Your Excellency, is the cradle of mankind. We are very happy, therefore, to welcome you home. This is where humanity began, And the next time you come, Your Excellency, when you have a bit of time, we will take you to pay a visit to where your ancestors came from. This visit, Your Excellency, is also a sign of goodwill and commitment to advance.
It was a good visit with good ties. Partnership it is for trades, Kenya and Indonesia. In Nigeria, Borno state-based investment firm Stockmarch Investment Limited was shut down on Tuesday by the capital market regulator. The Securities and U.S. job openings don't go anywhere. Welcome back. It is Business 360 and my name is Blyden Okem. Beginning with global economic outlook. U.S. job openings slumped to 28-month low. The number of job openings declined by 338,000 to 8.827 million in July, reaching the lowest level since March 2021 and falling below market expectations of 9.465 million. The latest survey added to the signs of loosening labor market following the unprecedented monetary policy tightening delivered by the Fed over the past months. Still looking at global economy. The economic sentiment indicator in the euro area declined for the fourth consecutive month to 93.3 in August, falling short of market expectations of 93.7. This was the lowest reading since November 2020, as the bloc's economy has been impacted by an aggressive policy tightening initiative by the ECB, the European Central Bank, months ago to bring down persistently high inflation. Well, let's move to the chart and see what the standings are indicating euro area economic sentiment indicator. What the sentiment around the economy in euro is, the chart this morning. According to the charts, looking at European Commission statistics, as at October 2022, it was 93.9 index level. By January, it got to 99.6 index level and began to slow down in the Eurozone to 98.9 in April, talking about economic sentiments, and 96.4, and in July, 94.5, and currently 93.3 in the Euro area. Still in Europe, looking at Germany. German prices decreased by 13.2% year-on-year in July 2023, marking the sharpest drop since January 1987, compared to market expectations of a 12.9% reduction, effects resulting from price increases maintaining prices for natural gas at a negative 58.7%, electric power negative 75.4%, hard coal negative 63.7%, crude oil negative 33%, and mineral oil products negative 31.4%. Excluding energy prices, import prices were 3.1% lower than those recorded in July 2022. On a monthly basis, import costs fell by 0.6%, which differed from market estimates of zero growth and the 1.6% drop observed in June. Let's also look at the charts indicating Germany's import prices year on year. Importation in Germany. Importation in Germany has shown some declines according to Federal Statistical Office in Germany. It dropped to 23.5% as at October 2022 and even declined further to 6.6% by January this year before entering the negative zone, a -7 and -13.2%. The struggle continues in Germany regarding prices as imports year-on-year drops. In Africa, South Africa's private sector credit rose by 5.87% year-on-year in July 2023, easing from a 6.25% growth in the previous month and less than market forecast of 6.21%. This marked the 25th consecutive month of growth in the private sector, albeit at a moderate pace since May 2022. Meanwhile, expansion in the broadly defined M3 measure of money supply grew by 9.3% in July, slowing from an 11.15% gain in June and below market forecast of 10.8%. Looking at the energy markets, oil climbs as U.S. inventories decline. WTI crude futures strengthened above $81 per barrel today, rising for the fifth straight session after an industry report showed that U.S. crude inventories tumbled by 11.5 million barrels last week, far exceeding expectations for a 2.9 million barrels decline. Official data from the Energy Information Administration (EIA) is due today. A hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico also stoked fears of supply disruption, keeping investors on edge. The offshore Gulf of Mexico accounts for about 15% of U.S. oil output and about 5% of natural gas production, according to the EIA. Moreover, oil and other risk assets got a boost from a weakening dollar as signs that the U.S. economy may be cooling raised hopes that the Federal Reserve would lighten its policy stance. Quickly, let's look at yesterday's commodity update before we get into the live market. Soda ash gained by 2.93% yesterday, topping the gainers. Let's begin with the top gainers in the commodity market yesterday. Number 1, soda ash gaining 2.93%, cocoa gained 2.72%, zinc 2.58%. Looking at the top commodity losers, eggs in China were negative 10.26% drop in price, and natural gas EU Dodge TTF negative 8.38%. German electricity spot prices was also on the decline, negative 6.48%. And quickly, let's move to the market itself and see what the prices are for the energy market, metal market, and industrial markets. The market this morning. Beginning with the energy market, crude oil is gaining 0.422 points, a 0.52% appreciation. Market is moving slightly fast, but the volatility level not quite high. $81.59 per barrel. Brent, which is Nigeria's price benchmark, is at $85.79 per barrel, gaining 0.303 points, a 0.4 points percentage increase. While the price of coal has no significant difference in the morning market. Now to the metal market. The prices of coal has been pretty stable, moving up 0.22 points, a 0.01% appreciation. For gold prices, $1,937 per ounce. Silver price slightly downward, $24 per ounce. Copper slightly downward, still gaining 15 points this morning. Iron ore, no significant difference in the morning market, and platinum gaining 3.56 points this morning. The industrial market this morning. The price of bitumen has gained 38 points, 1% increment, 3,850 Chinese yuan per ton is the price of bitumen. Cobalt, no significant difference in the morning market. Lead prices upward by 41 points. Aluminium gaining 8 points this morning. Tin downward by 373 points, $25,497 per ton is the price of tin. And quickly, the agricultural market, what the prices of soybeans and the rest in the agricultural market says this morning would be a good projection to look at. Looking forward to the outstanding features in the market, let's talk about a foreign exchange market as Naira's value dips. Well, according to outline in the morning market regarding Naira, it's been that of peculiarity from different angles. The currency lost a certain amount of money amounts in the market, Naira's value deep and exchanges 775 Naira per dollar at the investors and exchange window. The Naira exchange hands at 775 Naira and 34 kobo to a dollar at the investors and exporters window on Tuesday. The currency lost 0.42% compared to the 772 Naira 12 kobo it traded for the dollar on Monday. A total of $71.32 million exchanged hands at the investors and exporters window on Tuesday. Let's also look at yesterday's market, what the currency pairs performed, how they performed yesterday. Norwegian krone appreciated by 1.06%. The top gainers. The Norwegian krone gained 1.06%, and second, the Swedish krona gained 0.83%, and New Zealand dollar 0.82%. The biggest losers is as at the close of yesterday.